This great budget car comes out of the box ready to go with 2 sets of batteries, the charger, remote and the car itself. They do ship it with an extra wheel to mount on the back, but I quite like the look and less weight of not running it. A quick look underneath the hood reveals we have a centrally mounted motor and also a battery tray left and right. This particular car runs 2 18650 batteries with a battery pack. They slot on each side and have a little cap, which we'll push out later on. Having them mounted centrally and low down makes it for good off-road stability. Though I guess one drawback is it's not going to be easy to convert it to running a LiPo battery instead of the lithium ions. But as we'll see later on, I think this setup is more than adequate for the job. It's worth mentioning the only thing it doesn't come with is 2 AA batteries for the remote control, which is quite fine. In the past, we've been used to using up to 8 AA batteries in the remote, so 2 is quite acceptable. Basic remote, it does everything you need, not much else. All plastic, no foam or anything. Let's give it a run and show you what it can do. Now, one thing you're going to notice straight out of the packet is that it's not the fastest out there. It runs a slightly smaller motor and it's geared down a bit lower. And you know what, I think that's alright. It's not going so fast that you're going to bust things the first time you crash into something like that. It's all about the right tool for the right job. And I think I can really use this thing as a great trail runner with a few simple mods. I need to lock up the rear differential. That's absolutely essential, because as soon as you turn, it just spins, and going over any kind of obstacle, it'll just spin 2 wheels and you get stuck pretty quickly. And it has a quite respectable turning circle as well. Your rear diff lock works great. I say when you get stuck. Made it. Sorry for the camera work. That diff lock definitely helped out. I'm not sure it would have made it otherwise. Now, I mentioned before about these not being oil filled and how I didn't see it being entirely necessary to have oil filled shocks on these, on a buggy of this speed. But it is worth mentioning also that they are a bit noisy and clunky after a bit of use. While they still work, it's just a design of it being all plastic. The plastic parts moving on each other with a bit of grit in there. But it does the job for this thing. While it is definitely harder to control this thing while holding the phone to film as well, this is the kind of thing I'm mainly going to use this buggy for. It's not super fast, so it's not going to be a real basher for me. It's not super low geared with super big tyres for rock crawling, so I'm not going to rock crawl it. But just for a kind of a mixture of the two, just going for a walk and seeing something on the side of the track like this gutter here that you want to play around with is low enough and controllable enough at slow speeds that you can just muck around a bit. So in conclusion, what's this buggy good for and who would I recommend it to? It cost me about $200 exactly in Australian to get this thing from Amazon. And what you get is a complete ready to run RC car. Yes, I've locked up the rear differential. It took about 15 minutes, though I have done them before. There's videos online of how to do that yourself. With its great battery life and good controllability, it makes an excellent choice for someone either new to RC, someone who's younger. Like as a kid, I would have loved having one of these. It's not so fast I would have broken it all the time, and it's still good enough off-road to have a lot of fun with. All in all, it's a great car which just works. I'm happy with my purchase, and it's going to be a great vehicle to have there working, but I can hand over control to anyone else who's new to RC, or any kids that come over to play. So there we have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Anyway, I'm going to get back to rallying this thing. Catch ya.